Frank Poulsen. I'm a filmmaker from Denmark.
Yes, I think you called here.
The thing is that I would like to come to visit you in Nokia headquarters and make an interview about your corporate responsibility. So maybe you can refer me to some or transfer me to some spokesperson in.
Unfortunately, no, I can't do that.
My first phone was a Nokia, and I've used Nokia ever since. At one point I had a Sony Ericsson, but I couldn't get used to it, so I changed it back to a Nokia.
Can I ask you just one? The question is, I've heard that minerals used in mobile phones is coming from the eastern Congo.
I'm not familiar with what you're describing, so I need to do a little bit of research before I can give any answer on camera.
Sorry.
No interviews.
No interviews?
No interviews.
Why not?
Press conference happening at 10:30.
10:30?
But it's invite only, I'm afraid.
Can it really be true that our phones contain minerals that are financing war in the Congo? And if the world has known about this for a long time, hasn't anybody done anything about it? Or is the Congo just too far away? I can't live with the fact that my phone might be financing war. I can't just keep on using my phone to send loving SMSs to my wife or talk to my daughters if it has cost life in the Congo, if there's blood in my mobile. My phone company are renowned for their social responsibility. They will know whether there are blood minerals in my phone or not.
We need to visit Nokia.
Okay, who's your Nokia host?
We have no host.
You haven't been registered.
No.
Okay, in that case I need to register you.
Yes.
Can I get a business card or?
Discuss that with our comms person because they know better than.
What topic are you interested in?
I'm interested in this because I heard that minerals used in mobile phones is coming from the eastern Congo and has been financing the war there.
Okay.
And that this is a big problem for the mobile industry as such.
Well, I can take you to that area, and the girls over there can sort you out, so you'll be able to speak with someone.
Okay.
I'll call my colleague there and tell her that you're on your way.
Okay.
Sorry, we don't have anybody who can comment on that here available today.
Okay.
But I'm happy to take your contact details and we'll make sure that we'll get back to you on a time that you're interested in.
Sorry if I.
It's better if we book the time separately for this.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye-bye. Yes, hello, my name is Frank Poulsen. I would like to speak to somebody from communications.
Hold the line, please. So, there's no one who can help you at the moment.
Okay, but who is it that I should speak to?
I'm actually at the moment in a meeting. I don't have any contact person. We have just this one phone number here. I don't know exactly where the best person for you to speak to, where that person would be located. So it's possible that that person could be located somewhere else, or...
Oscar Sörgren, Nokia. I can't take your call right now, but if you please leave a message or in urgent matters, please send SMS. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Why is it they won't talk to me? Is it because they are using blood minerals? If that is true, it hardly matches their description of themselves as a human corporation. If there are blood minerals in my phone, it paints a completely new picture of Nokia. Maybe Nokia aren't as socially responsible as I thought they were. I'm on my way to the Congo. I want to see where these minerals are coming from and to see with my own eyes if they are financing war. Congo was made a private slave colony 100 years ago by the Belgian King Leopold II. He became one of the richest men in the world by selling rubber from the Congo to Western companies. It was the beginning of the industrialization, and the booming car industry was completely dependent on rubber from the Congo. Today, the Congo is one of the poorest countries in the world, even though the country is so rich on natural resources. During the last 15 years, more than 5 million people have died in the eastern Congo in a war between several armed groups. And it is estimated that not less than 300,000 women have been raped. How do I find my way into the mining business in a place like this? I managed to arrange a meeting with Mr. Kambe, who is a high-ranking official in the Congolese Ministry of Mining. Hopefully he can send me in the right direction.
It will be best to have my image tomorrow, not this night. This night I'm not working.
No, you're not working.
I take my beer.
Yes.
Tala, pangusawa loki. Bonjour, monsieur le chef de département. Oui, oui. Ok, c'est bien. Pascal. Oui, bonjour. Oh, Makungu. Bonjour à tous. Here we have a sample of cassiterite come from Kivu. Here we have a stamp of coltan come from Kivu. Is used in electronic mobile phone, for instance.
Kambe says I have to go to the Kivu provinces to look for blood minerals. He tells me that he also owns a private company. He's not only working for the ministry, he gets paid by foreign mining corporations for helping them obtain mining licenses from his own ministry. But don't you think there's isn't there a conflict of interest being both working for the ministry and for the private sector? I mean, you're sitting on both sides of the table.
It's good because I have two experience. I can use my experience, private experience here, and I can use my experience here for my private society.
But I mean, in my country, in Denmark, it would be illegal to be working as a civil servant in a ministry of mining and then be a private miner as well.
I haven't a decision.
Who has?
I don't know. That's political. I'm not a politician. I'm scientific and a businessman, not a politician.
Merci.
The only safe way to fly in the Congo is with the UN peacekeeping forces. I'm on my way to Goma in North Kivu. I don't know if the Kivus is the right place to go, but I don't have any other leads. seems like the right place to look for blood minerals. There is no other place in the world where the UN has so many peacekeeping troops. Their mission is to protect the civilians against the violence of the armed groups, but the blue helmets, as they are called, rarely go far from the major towns and they always stick to the main road. The UN must know who is making money on the minerals here. I go to the UN headquarters. I'm meeting Major Raman, who is in charge of the area called Walikali. I need to know the exact whereabouts of the mines and if the minerals produced there are financing armed groups.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, gentlemen, this enlargement placed opposite you depicts the area of Walikale territory. This is a very important area as far as the mining and the natural resources are concerned. There are two important localities in this area of responsibility. One is BCA and another is Kilambu. Cassiterite and bauxite, these are the two minerals which are being excavated. BCA, approximately 15 to 20,000 people are employed in the profession of carrying the minerals and mining as well. And minerals which are excavated in this area are brought to the roadheads of Jingala, Osokari and Mobi. For a man with load, it takes 2 days to reach either of the roadhead.
Armed groups in this area, would you talk about that?
No, I cannot speak though. Frank,
Okay.
will you excuse me please? I'll speak only the facts which are there with me.
Okay, so you won't talk about
Yeah, I'll be speaking about the Kilambo and the construction of this airstrip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the BCI already told you these are the two minerals which are being excavated in this area.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't say that it's financing the...
You see, I've listed out the government agencies which are there.
But you can't say that it's financing?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right.
Yeah, Frank. Anything particular?
I think we're there,
Yeah.
actually.
Just have something.
Yeah, okay.
Just sip it down.
Why won't Major Raman tell me that the armed groups are financed by mining when it has been stated in several reports from the UN Security Council? What is he afraid of? I get the feeling that even the UN is threatened here. Of the hundreds of mines spread out on this territory, the mine in BC is apparently the biggest, and it has earned a bloody history in recent years. I want to go there and see the mine with my own eyes. The question is if I can get the UN to fly me out there. For that, I need to talk to Sylvie from the press office.
You know, you fly over and for hours, it's like a broccoli crop, you know. Yeah. It's just like trees, you don't see anything, and every once in a while you see a little bit of those broccoli fields destroyed, and it's a mine.
Even though the UN is very carefully about commenting on what goes on, they don't seem to have a problem flying me to Walikale.
I don't think Sharma will take the film.
Okay.
We are going to be here in Walikale.
Yes.
Where they kill people.
Yeah.
Pay attention, anything can happen.
Yeah, sure.
These people are uncontrolled. Yes, sure. So anything can happen, man. And you will be deep in the forest, 90 kilometers in the forest. It's not a joke. So be careful, be careful.
Zameto kabi journée oyo na maboko na yo, ete journée oyo kimia ya likolo, ekitila moko na moko na katila bomoi na biso.
It'll take a couple of days for the UN to do the paperwork necessary for me to get on a helicopter to Walikale.
I'm the big evangelist.
How do I get the information the UN won't give me? I find the bar in Goma where the white people go. I want to know what the connection is between the mining and the armed groups. I'm told that it can be dangerous to ask too many questions here. But I find some guys who are working for MPC, Mining Processing Company, and I decide to get drunk with them. The next morning I wake up in the house of one of them. Barneman doesn't want to be interviewed, but last night he told me that the company he works for actually owns the mining license for the mine in Walikali, where I want to go. He says that none of his colleagues want to be interviewed either. But that afternoon he takes me to their office anyway.
Yes.
Okay, my finger, Goma, that's where we are. Okay? And the blue patches, they are the original Sakima. In other words, they are what they call exploitation permits of the main tin, tungsten concessions. And these are a spillover from the Belgium colonial days when they were mining.
Where can you tell about these different kind of armed groups that are in this area?
Well, it's actually quite dynamic because we've done some exploration recently here, and the geologists moved in here, and then suddenly they came out of the bush, and the main road from there all the way to Lubuntu, 30 kilometers of that road now was controlled by the Simba, and they were taking $30 tax for you to pass through. And then there'll obviously be the 85th Brigade will have blocks somewhere along this road. You'll also have General Nkunda's crowd somewhere around here. You'll have the Interahamwe in the mountains there. They will be taking taxes off of you. So it's very dynamic. They set up in a place, they maintain it for a while, then they'll close off and move somewhere else. So from Goma to Basia mine is where my finger is. We're looking at about 170 kilometers by plane. And Walikali, where you were actually, Walikali, there is actual Walikali itself, which is about 130 kilometers by plane straight.
And where's BCA?
And Basia is up there.
And do you consider it dangerous to go to BCA? I mean, also for me as a filmmaker to go there and make a film.
It depends on the people, how drunk they are, how much money they want.
The people from MPC have waited more than 2 years to get access to Bisie, while different armed groups have been in control of the mine.
Okay.
Right now, Bisie is controlled by a unit of the Congolese army, FRDC. According to the people from MPC, the National Army is acting in the same way as the armed groups.
Colonel Sammy is a prick.
Listen, I can still hear you, huh? Come again. What were you saying?
No, we were just mentioning, who do you believe in this country, huh?
Yeah. So tell me, who should I believe?
Us. Of course.
What do you say? Who should I believe?
Us.
Why?
Yes. Well, we personally haven't really got much to gain from it apart from our salaries. We're employed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bernard, whom I met at the UN press office, calls me. A massacre has occurred in the mine in Bisie in Walikali. Bernard works for the UN press office, but he's not allowed to give statements on behalf of the UN. We agree that I can come to his house and he will talk to me as a private person.
S'il vous plaît, chef. Vous êtes de la presse ou comment?
Si, oui.
Quelle presse?
La presse étrangère, on a tous les voitures.
Monsieur, s'il vous plaît, c'est pas bon. Hey, chauffeur, arrêtez votre moteur. Chauffeur, arrêtez mon moteur là yo. Chauffeur, arrêtez votre moteur. Vous arrêtez de tester. Prends un soda. Arrêtez mon moteur là yo. Je veux savoir, il y a un moulin là. On va après savoir là. Il y a un bon moto là. Arrêtez mon moteur là yo.
Ça fait sa autorisation là.
Arrêtez mon moteur là yo, chauffeur.
Moteur les gens a problème que.
Dans le but
est-ce que moteur a un problème? Autorisation ezali. Autorisation yango wana ezali.
C'est quoi là?
It seems that a group of Mai coming from 40 kilometers away came to loot the diggers, the people who were digging in the forest. Digging for whom? We don't have any idea. And is it true that it is the Mai Mai, or is it the FDLR who came back to try to take back what they consider their goods? The coltan, the cassette rights, everything that they are taking from BCA. From BCA, you know. Who is selling it, you know? It was under control of FDLR. Can you imagine? And then it's the Congolese businessmen. It's the Congolese businessmen who used to come and buy and then bring it to Goma to Rwanda or Uganda to Europe. Just in front of her, cutting her in little piece. And then they asked her to put all the pieces, okay, like this, and to sleep on the pieces. And they raped her on the pieces of her husband. You can't imagine. They asked her if she had eaten chewing gum. She said yes. They took the penis of her husband, you know, the head, and they put it in her mouth, asked her to eat chewing gum. You can't imagine what is going on now. Walikale, I think you are going there, but pay attention. Discover, for example, something wrong with FRDC. You see? You are in problem. If you find something wrong with FDLR, you are in problem. If you find something wrong with my man and you film it, and then they see, okay, this can be a danger for us, you are dead. So you are in danger in all the sides. Pay attention.
The next day I go back to Sylvie at the UN headquarters to collect my permit to fly with a helicopter to Walikale.
Plus, be aware, fully aware that the FDLR at the moment are really in a rampage campaign, they're striking very strongly the civilian, and we can't exclude neither the possibility of them striking some foreigners or striking some people. So everything can happen, and there is no way I'm going to send anyone in this kind of mess and quagmire.
But, okay, but...
So the rule in this specific case is that this is a no-go area, and the debate is closed, I'm sorry, okay?
I don't know what goes on in Walikale, and it seems very dangerous to go there. I start to doubt whether this whole project was a good idea. But I don't feel ready to give up just yet. To go to Walikale without the protection of the UN, I need permission from the National Army, FRDC. I'm told that I'll never get permission to go to the mines in Walikale because high-ranking officers are making a lot of money from the minerals.
And now, they didn't tell you that you must have something from army.
No, that's why we're here.
That's why we are here. But even wait, I can. Nani? Est-ce que Colonel Padiri? Asiakom? Colonel Padiri? Okay, no, because there is a commander, Colonel Padiri, who is in charge of operation and intelligence for all region. So it's him who must, I think, that say what we can do. You see this?
No, what is that? Ah, it's you, huh?
Is it me? You see? And you see?
Ah, that's very nice. You see it?
Masai. Yeah, Masai.
You're Masai, yeah?
Yeah, my son who
who sent me.
Okay. You know, in the war, you have one aim, is to kill. It is very easy to do administration of the war, than to the peace.
It's easier when it's war than in peace?
Yes. Yes. Why? Because you have to feed soldiers. They don't do anything. They are there only, and they must eat. They must drink. They must wear. To wear. You must give them uniform. But in the war, no. He kills the enemy. He gets uniform. He kills the enemy. He gets boots. He kills the enemy. He have a gun.
Have you been in war, like in fighting?
Yeah. This is for when I'm going to the war. I can't. I must go with this. You see, because this is my blanket. This is my. If you want the peace, you must prepare the war. That's why I keep this for the rain. This is I got it in Uganda. You know this? I got it from Libya. You know, the kind of uniform Libya. You see, from Bangui. I keep.
Wow, you have many, huh?
Yeah. It's a good uniform. A nice uniform, you see. Yeah, go on. You see my signature? Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. There is a star in it.
Yeah.
You see the star? Yeah.
Finally, I'm on board one of the small Russian cargo planes that transports the minerals from Walikali to Goma. I know that we are going to land on a small piece of road in the middle of the jungle.
Is it safe to fly this trip, huh?
Yeah, it's safe.
Do you know where this is coming from? Oh, this is you're flying with.
Wewe pekee mko afanya game. Unapanda pedal shida fulani.
And then I'm stuck again. Also here in Walikali, I have to visit the local authorities, but it is weekend, so I have to wait for Monday morning. Hanging out in the streets in Walikali, I hear a rumor about a boy who has run away from the mine in Bisia during the massacre last week. His name is Charles, he's 16 and he has been working in the Bisia mine for 3 years.
Nilienda kule kwanza juu materi nafunguliwa kwa mwingine niko faleni nione kwanza na mimi. Na nilikuwa pendelea nitumike kazi juu na mimi nijenge ta nyumba yangu. Nilianza tumika ya kwanza Niliingia mshimo ya kwanza, nikaanza tumika. Kifukutu tu ndio ilikuwa toka mingi. Na nilikuwa sikawie mshimo. Jusi ya zoea, donc nikikawia nafaa tu desert mimi natoka. Nakia kupumzika kwanza kusikia hewa ya nje, tena mimi naingia. Na mimi siyazoea bado. Nijua nilikuwa siyatimiza niliendeaka. Kuona kisi mimi natachelewa masomo juu ya franga, nirudi kwa masomo.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
I require the local authorities' validation of my permits. They are also involved in the mining business and have some authorities over the armed groups. Their stamps serve as a security from some of the armed groups that I might run into on my way.
Okay.
I get the feeling that if I'm going to film in the mine in Besia, it has to be quick in, quick out. So I need someone who knows the place well. I go to look for Chance to ask him if he will help me. Chance isn't there, but his mother invites me in.
The reason we were interested in Chance is because he came from Besia. Did he tell you about what he experienced there?
Mimi nashukuru Mungu sana kuona gisi anaponyoka mwa ile hali ya vile. Juu bale wote wenye walikufa kule, yeye hakukuwa mzuri kubashinda, lakini Mungu ndio alipenda kumuponesha kwa ile hewa.
I see you go here.
Yes, we talked.
Administration.
Yes, and we also talked to your mother for a long time, huh?
Yeah.
And she agreed that you can come with us to Besia.
Tunaweza enda He's ready at any time.
Okay. Let's go. You coming?
I begin to get a feeling of how big the mine in Besia must be. These carriers have walked 90 kilometers the last 2 days with 50 kilos on their back. Every day, 600 carriers come out of the woods with 30 tons of minerals from Besia.
Tulifaa hivi. Wasabia. Breza mimi huyu. Ndakachia nazigera mwezo nka. Turanga lefaranga. Unakuwa kae.
The carriers warn us. There are many soldiers on the way to Besia. They advise us to take another path, so we continue on the motorbikes for a couple of hours and then we start to walk. From here, it's 2 days on foot to get to Besia.
You see that it's nice. How do you feel?
It's good.
After some really hard days, we reach the path the carriers use. We are right outside the mine now. The 85th Brigade currently controlling the mine is a unit of the Congolese National Army that has gone solo and is operating completely on their own. In front of us, the soldiers have a checkpoint which there is no way around. To get to the mine in Bisia, we have to pass it, and we have no idea how the soldiers are going to react.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
Huh?
Jambo.
What is your name?
My name is Frank.
Tunakuya
This is
comment certification de minerai.
mie mzungu atapita pana kunipatia mimi fra. Acha zi tuko na toka.
Napata mimi Goma, militaire na kwa 8e region militaire. Na walikale sasa
mzungu apita kupali.
tukaonana na territoire, tukaonana na colonel Sani, tukaonana na sababu pia tena Burundi, tukaonana na commandant bataillon. Sasa tuko bangapi? Tuko 4 personnes.
Mais nakwambia je suis handicapé. Au nom de ma mère. Allez, donnez-moi 1000 francs. 1000 francs, donnez-moi.
Okay, so this is how the armed groups are making money on the mining. They don't even have to leave the forest. They let the local population do the hard work, and then they impose taxes on everyone. And to get in and out of the mining area, you also have to pay some money.
Uninipe pesa mbongo. Ukisikangaia pamba ezala kate.
Now I have arrived. Finally, I'm here. This is what I've been looking for. In this place, people die so we can get mobile phones. This mountain is full of improvised mining shafts, and I get a feeling that the whole mountain could collapse at any moment. 5 years ago, this place was only jungle. Today, between 15 to 25,000 people live and work here. People come from far away with the dream of making money. But living expenses are so high due to the taxes imposed by the armed groups that most people can't afford to get out again. They are trapped here.
Wanakia kula mali yetu. Magona wasahau. Wa mwizi. Na shuti. Naonesha leze komba.
Ake balikuwa piga masasi hapo.
Masasi nilia batu kudai batu kuwa farmasi mule kukufa danze mtu wa farmasi pale banamua anakufa, komanda la polisi anakufa, komanda la polisi anadai pale.
Na kwenye walipiga ile bombe ni wapi?
Balipiga tu kile kipale hapa. Furi. Haikuwepo.
Njoo wapi na kwa
Mwezi ukiona sasa maligulu waibu wote hapa. Pale mave.
The mine which Chance worked in until recently is almost 100 meters deep. Chance has told me that it takes such long time to crawl down and up again that he sometimes stayed down there for a week without coming up.
Makamba ko kabie date mkampa wento bosa ka babiloko ya ngani ka babiloko wana te yo ya ne pas dit qu'on filmer on ka des ordres à pam Ibrahim na boy babiloko no bikene ko pa ko kata bo ngana tino filmer ngai ngana tino filmer ngai pour ani o filmer ngai pour nini o filmer ngai pour nini ngana biso filmer ngai kaba na bikene ko bo na ko bo bango ngana na biso filmer ngai na biso filmer ngai ngana biso filmer ngai babiloko esanga tila bo nasema bulongani mna biso filmer ngai no mwambie kwa
kakangu
fatana mkubwa mama na buzungu yako go unaenda Bulaya ibu tole wala faut comprendre ici dans la marge qui piace anga tu mwanzo wa tamburo haiko just ile ajili ni kasi manake wakati mko mnashuka kashimu nifuata ni chini bora kutambazia mbele chini na abuta inalomba mabitu gani kabisa mtu anaweza kuwa nayo.
Is this really so different from what happened during the reign of King Leopold? Isn't this almost the same as slavery? I have just been in one mine, and there are hundreds of these mines spread out all over the eastern Congo. Bisie alone is estimated to produce minerals worth $70 million a year. 100 years ago, Nokia was a rubber boot factory, getting their rubber from King Leopold's slave colony. Today, Nokia is one of the biggest corporations in the world. Every third phone on the planet is a Nokia. Nokia are market leaders in social responsibility. If they're using the blood minerals, the whole business is likely to do it.
This I can't sign. Because it says I'm not allowed to film. You also work in communications,
yes,
so
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
And you surely must have heard about the situation in Congo.
I'm
concentrating on the Finnish medium.
But maybe you can go and find somebody we can
try
talk
to do my best, and I will come back.
All right, thank you very much. Excuse me?
You didn't sign it. NDA.
Yeah, I have it here because, I can't sign this. I signed it, but it's just that,
Yes, but it is.
No, this is mine, huh?
No, it is.
You can't take my signature without me.
Okay, you can put it. Okay, but I show you. I don't take it. This is because you can use all the information what we give you here.
Yeah.
But if you suddenly heard something, so you can't. Because
Excuse me? But can I please have this back? This is,
Yeah, but you can go inside this house without your signature.
No. But then we'll have to make an agreement to that I can film, because I can't sign that I'm not filming, because I'm here to make a film.
I'm truly sorry. I was not able to find any spots. I'm truly sorry.
So?
Yeah, we are not able to arrange the interview here.
I mean,
yeah, but those people who know the case are either in traveling or then in meeting somewhere. I have been able to reach.
I feel a little bit frustrated.
Yeah,
I came all
do
this way,
understand your
and I've been trying for a year. I have to make this film, and I really need a response from Nokia, because you are my phone company. And as a consumer, as a citizen in this world, I'm very concerned about this.
I do understand also your point, but I'm truly sorry, but I wasn't able to arrange you an interview.
But I also have to. I know you're just doing your job, and I'm also just trying to do my job. And I can't leave here before I get an interview, or at least an appointment to have an interview. Yes, hello. Can I speak to Pekka Issusompi? Yes, but it's because I was really. Sorry.
I'm allowing you to film.
So because I didn't want to write, that I'm, signing that I'm not filming.
It's fine now that I'm here.
Wow, this is a nice place, huh? So we're in.
All right. So.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So.
We have taken action since 2001 on these issues, where we first became aware of the fact that a raw material called coltan coming from Congo can be turned into tantalum, and tantalum is a material that is used in mobile phones, but also in all other electronic products.
Of course. Yes.
And then we went to our suppliers, meaning companies who manufacture parts that are used in mobile phones, and ask them that, can you trace where tantalum that you're using is coming from? But we very quickly realized that there's a huge challenge in tracing metals. There is no mechanism to be 100% sure where the raw material is coming from. There's no labeling. You cannot trace or test from the material that which of the part of this particular metal is coming from which mines. It's impossible. And how can we, if we have a requirement, how can we then make sure that that requirement goes through the supply chain? And there we need mechanisms, and these we are now developing. So there's a big challenge there. Okay, but it's a serious issue. We work on this, and we hope that there will be a resolution that will deliver the things that we can securely say that we have a responsible supply chain.
Nokia has known about blood minerals for 10 years. They launch a new phone every third month, and they sell them all over the world, also in Congo. And then they tell me they don't know where the minerals come from. They say that it's not possible to trace the minerals in my phone. But it's possible to trace all kinds of things. You can, for example, trace a human being from a single hair or a drop of spit.
Ja, Stilleweg 2 in Hannover, ja? Yes. Bitte schön.
Thank you very much. I go to Hanover in Germany to visit the Federal Institute of Natural Resources and Geological Science. Hello. I have an appointment with Dr. Frank Melcher.
Dr. Frank Melcher?
Yes.
Melcher. Warte, Herr Dr. Melcher, Sie haben hier Besuch. Jawohl.
Voila, come in.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Frank.
I'm also Frank.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Hi. So, hello. So Simon, he is a PhD student. He's working on the tin.
Yes.
So he is looking into options to fingerprint cassiterite.
Yes.
Okay. And Torsten, he is knowledgeable about the coltan. So he
okay.
was working on the coltan.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yes.
We will drill a small hole into that sample using a laser. So we would scan over such a sample for about 2-3 hours, and we will analyze the volume for its composition. This is the fingerprint, okay? And this is very typical for BZ. Here is Rwanda, Burundi, Uganda. BZ would be somewhere here. Okay, here's Walikale, BZ would be somewhere here, basically almost in the white area here where there's no geology. So for every grain that we analyze here, we get the formation age, a geological age. And we can say, oh, this material must come from the DRC or it must come from Mozambique or whatever, because we know exactly how old these grains should be. Okay, so this is the trick about that machine.
So it is technically possible to trace the raw minerals. That means you have to trace them before they are smelted into metals. The smelting typically takes place in Malaysia, where Nokia's suppliers buy the metals to make the components Nokia needs. The German method makes it possible to certify the minerals in the same way as it has been done with diamonds.
Hi. Global Witness, is it here? 6th floor. 6th floor. Just signing
Okay. Could this be a solution for Nokia and the rest of the industry? Before I go back to Nokia, I go to see Annie from Global Witness, an organization working to break the link between natural resources and armed conflict. What do you think about this fingerprinting method?
It's an interesting idea, but it's an extremely long-term proposition. It takes years to put together some kind of intergovernmental certification scheme. You know, our sense is that these ideas are worth pursuing, but not to the detriment of immediate answers, immediate action. I mean, the situation in Eastern Congo is urgent. It has been urgent for many, many years now. So we need both. We need short-term, immediate solutions that can change the situation on the ground, and we need medium to long-term solutions. On this page of their website, Nokia has again said a number of positive things. They talk about reviewing standards, they talk about being involved in the work of industry bodies. We welcome these steps. Of course, we're not going to reject them, but at this point, it's too little, too late, and not fast enough. We want Nokia to actually prove to their consumers, so to publish on their website or elsewhere, exactly what they're doing. What are the contracts that they have with their suppliers? What kind of proof do their suppliers bring to them?
People hide behind the fact that they are big companies and they have their selected suppliers, and this is kind of, that's what gives them the edge, in this very difficult market, who they're getting the stuff from and how much they're paying for it. But at the end of the day, I mean, we need to know, in the light of what goes on in the Congo, we need to know where the stuff is coming from, and one of these very easy steps is for them to put it on their website.
The Congo can't wait to get a certification of the minerals. Until now, 5 million people have died in Congo in a war primarily financed by the electronic industry. Global Witness has a very simple solution. The phone industry can publish their supply chain. If Nokia won't do this, I will never find out if there's blood in my mobile.
Watch out for the floor so that you don't get slippery.
Sarah, my contact at Nokia, arranges for me to talk to a woman called Abby, working directly with the supply chain.
Hello, I'm Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Nice to meet you.
I have to say that with all the benefits that mobile communication can deliver. It is frustrating that the change is not faster when it comes to the challenges within the DRC. I believe that as sort of Nokia, as an individual company, and then also working at an industry level, that we are working then as fast as we can to be part of a solution. I think the thing is that it's unfortunately it's not just down to industry alone. You know, Nokia. I wish Nokia could solve this, but we can't. You know, I think we need to be a little bit humble here and say that it really relies
as one of the biggest companies in the world. You're on a top 100 list of biggest companies in the world. I mean, humbleness is a little bit strange to me when you have 100,000 employees worldwide, and you are big. You are the biggest player in the mobile industry, at least. I mean, every third phone in the world is a Nokia.
We are, yeah. But I think that's the thing. As a global company and as a market leader, we have a responsibility to be part of the solution as an individual company, but then also help drive things at an industry level. For sure, it is tricky. You know, if we knew the answer, we would have done it a long time ago.
But one of the answers, one of the recommendations made by several NGOs is to have more transparency, to put out your supply chain on your website, for instance. Yeah. Why don't you do this? I mean, this is something that you could do tomorrow.
Yeah, we are committed to improving our transparency, and we have seen.
But isn't it true? I mean, it would be very easy just to demand from your suppliers that they also publish their suppliers, and then publish all the whole supply chain, and that would really make a great difference in tracing these illegal minerals, the conflict minerals.
Well, I mean, there are sort of confidential sort of sensitivities in publishing sort of supplier names, both sort of for Nokia and for the suppliers as well.
You mean because of competition from other phone companies?
It could be competition or sort of new technologies, issues like that. So there are factors to consider when deciding to make a sort of list available.
So what we're talking about is we have on one hand we have the competition, which is a race to get profit. Am I right? Competition is about profit. Yeah. It's about getting the best profit. And on the other hand, we have dying children in Africa, raped women, millions of dead. And this is what this is just to understand the dilemma here, because the recommendation from several NGOs is to publish your supply chain.
Yeah.
And what you're telling me, the reason why we're not doing it is because we want to make more money?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm simplifying it, I know,
sure,
but in a way, isn't it so? I mean,
I don't think we can compare. I can't see how we can compare. Of course, we need to be doing everything that is possible to stop or to use our influence to address the issues. We are looking at how we can be more transparent and maybe in the future, but at the moment there are issues then or sort of sensitivities then both for Nokia and on the supplier side that need to be sort of worked out.
I feel like throwing out my phone, but I'm addicted to it. I still want to be able to call home and hear how the family is doing. Apparently there isn't a single phone on the market which is guaranteed conflict mineral free. I want Nokia to take responsibility for the minerals they use. I go to the US. Over there, they're working on a law in Congress that will make blood minerals illegal. First, I visit a group of campaigners called Raise Hope for Congo. They are some of the architects behind the bill. They are experienced in pressuring big corporations and they seem very serious.
Yeah,
welcome, and I'll give you a little tour and introduce you to people.
Yes.
This is Chloe. Chloe is our office manager.
Hello.
So, this is where our interns sit. So there's one of our lovely interns now. So this is Laura. Laura, this is Frank and Lars.
Hey.
Everybody's wearing the same t-shirt.
We always do, actually.
Yeah.
Uniform.
Yeah, these are their campaign t-shirts. David Sullivan here is our in-house conflict minerals expert.
Hello. Why would they hesitate, do anything about this?
Well, I mean, it costs them money. Audits cost some money. This is a time of recession, so they say that their sales are falling. Though if you look at the latest figures, actually, all the cell phone companies have increased their sales over the last year. It is really a wonder why they haven't taken more steps on this conflict minerals issue. I think they need to see more public pressure in order to feel like, okay, we need to take action.
Yeah, but I mean, if the people sitting in Finland controlling Nokia, they know about this and they keep on doing it, what does that tell us about these people?
I mean, I think part of the challenge in terms of when you're trying to actually to compel these companies to change their policies and devote real resources to a problem like this, is that at the one time you're trying to sort of pressure them, and at the other time you're also trying to work with them. All of these companies have their corporate social responsibility departments whose job it is to meet with people like us and try to convince us that they're doing the right thing. And most of those people, you talk to them, they're appalled about what's going on in BCA mine. They don't want their company to have any association with that. They want to try to be able to fix it, but also generally they tend to be a kind of mid-level corporate responsibility person in the company who doesn't have the authority, who doesn't have the budget, who doesn't have the ability to really demand the resources from the company that are commensurate to the problem in Congo.
The people from Raise Hope for Congo emphasizes the importance on working on multiple fronts. They not only lobby the industry, but also on a political level. Simultaneously, they are creating awareness in the public through an internet campaign.
They are circulating.
Okay, of course. We launched a campaign called Raise Hope for Congo that's basically advocating for an end to the scourge of conflict minerals.
One of the founders of the campaign, John Prendergast, organizes celebrity activism and travels the country giving speeches on the situation in Congo and the connection to our phones. He is a former advisor for the Clinton administration.
Where do we go? Hey, excuse me. Hey. All right.
Can he finish?
Yeah. Okay, sorry, you can finish.
This issue makes my heart sad. And I wholeheartedly believe that if we come together and we use our voices to make change, we can become the first college in the nation to go conflict mineral free.
People always talk about all these countries are so corrupt. Well, who's buying? Left to their own devices, these companies most likely aren't going to change behavior until, as you know better than anyone, until there's consumer demand for change. Thank you, sir. Great. Thank you very much. How you doing? Wow, that guy knows what he's doing.
Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, nice to meet you. We're doing Darfur Thursday, right? That's cool. All right, great.
Thank you.
All right, sure, my pleasure.
I was noticing yesterday when you were giving your speech that you're not saying publish your supply chain to the companies. You're saying if you make a phone that you can prove that is conflict mineral free, we'll buy it.
Is
there a difference between?
There's transparency. So publishing the supply chain is one element of it, but it's not enough. If Apple or Walmart and a few of these big companies say, actually, within a year, we want to see conflict-free products, and if we don't see it, we're going to figure out a way to get our stuff ourselves. The refiners are going to do what they got to do. It's human nature. This isn't some attack. I mean, this is just the way businesses run. They got to keep their costs down, and if they can get it from some slave labor, they're going to get it from slave labor until somebody blows the whistle and says, wait a minute, you're causing slavery by what you're doing. Like, oh, sorry, we'll stop. So I'm very disturbed when I hear that people say they're already doing all they can. It's disingenuous, it's inaccurate, and it just slows down the effort to try to get a solution. And so, who suffers from that kind of deception is the people in Congo. Finally, I'm on my way to meet the politician who initiated the bill in the US Congress.
10:35. 35. It's 10:37 to. Okay. Jim Dermott. We head to see McDermott.
All right, let me go grab him.
We follow you, or are we waiting?
Just one moment.
Okay, thanks.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm Ed.
I'm Frank.
It's good to meet you.
Nice to
So we're finished up a meeting. Have you
Yes.
Are you gonna film like the whole walking through and everything like that?
If it's okay with you, we have been doing this all the way through Congo and
All the way
everywhere, yeah, and
Okay.
through.
So yeah, no, can you just turn it off for just?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Why don't I put my coat on, huh?
Okay.
So what he was just explaining is he's traveled, you've gone to Congo, and this would be sort of like, all right, you've seen all these atrocities, here's what you were sort of offering the solution. This is what you're supposed to be the happy ending-ish, happy-ish ending.
Something like that.
All right.
All right.
When you think about how you can stop the mayhem that's going on to people and the awful things that are being perpetrated on women and children particularly, but on everyone, one of the best ways is to get your hand on the money and stop it. And so we put this bill together to say that you have to use minerals that have come from a traditional legitimate source, not through the back door of these warlords stealing and using people and using it to fight a guerrilla warfare. So it's from my point of view, you cannot reap the benefits of civilization on the backs of that kind of cruelty and awful treatment of human beings. And we have to do what we can to stop it.
I believed that we had some values in our part of the world. Some virtues we could be proud of. The mobile industry is still growing explosively. Today, half the world's population has a mobile phone. I have most likely been paying for war ever since I bought my first mobile phone 15 years ago. In the same period, Nokia has grown into one of the biggest corporations in the world. I want to talk to the CEO of Nokia. Nokia are no worse than their competitors, but I want my company to do more to ensure that the madness in Congo doesn't continue.
Hello again. Yes, we have an appointment with Sarah Tawanzin. Yes. Yes.
Sarah, my contact at Nokia, has reluctantly agreed that I can come back to their headquarters one last time. The CEO won't talk to me.
All right.
I get half an hour to interview the director of Nokia's Department for Social Responsibility.
Hey, Becca.
Hello.
Let me introduce you to Frank.
Frank, nice to meet you. So what I'm here for is because I realize that, of course, people here in Nokia, they don't have small horns in their forehead, and they are not like evil people thinking that it's good that children are suffering in Congo. But either way, this problem has been known for 10 years now, something like that, also here in Nokia. What have Nokia done since 2001?
We've been working with the industry association called JESI, which is a consortium of electronics manufacturers, and we've commissioned a study, and we've been working with some of the NGOs, and we've been in discussion with the supplier associations of these metals, and the way what we try to achieve in the first place is to scope the problem in its entirety. So it's not just claims, but rather a comprehensive understanding of the flows of materials throughout the value chain.
I mean, you are sitting here talking about first step, and it's 10 years ago you realized this, and you're still talking about first step.
Well, what I'm saying is the first step here is about the international community to actually doing something. It's not sufficient for us to do anything on our own. It's our sort of influence and the power in this situation is very much limited to our fraction of purchase of these materials.
So what do you think I should? I mean, I've been following these teenage boys in Walikale. What should I? Because I've been telling them that I'm coming here to film you guys and the way that you're suffering, and then I will go to Nokia and talk to them about, because they are the ones making a profit from your work. And now I'm here in Nokia, and what can I tell these boys? I mean, what do you think? What is if we look at the near future?
Well, I think you can always tell, and I think that's very important, that there's always hope, and there's a hope for better future, but the solution is of course complex, and the road there is very complex, and societies don't develop quickly, but the most important thing is that we have a concern, and I think the concern is not just among companies, it's among consumers, citizens, which means to governments, and I'm optimistic, as a matter of fact, that there will be a solution ahead. It's not going to be an easy one, and it's going to be a simple one, and it can't be solved by simply doing little tricks here and there. But it's a sustainable long-term solution.
Yeah, it's a long road, but so it will take years before these boys that I've met will see any changes. That is one thing, and so this is like this is a hard thing to tell them, I think, that I have to go and say, well, you risk your life making this film, we were hoping for that it could, maybe change something. I can't, I have to tell you that it's not very likely that it will be very soon. Huh?
I actually have much bigger hopes for your own film, actually. I think your film has a great opportunity to bring these things into attention in the Western world. I think, you shouldn't be too pessimistic about your opportunities here. But I think our time is now very much up, and I have to move forward.
Yes.
Sorry, I need to take care of your shuttle and the
Sure.
Yes.
What time is it?
It's 2 o'clock, so
Sorry,
to catch your plane.
I've got a flight to catch.
Yeah.
Since I've been working with this for so long, and this is my one chance of talking to you guys, because you have some very harsh critics out there in the NGO world, and they say that nothing is really happening in this area, that there's a lot of rhetoric, there's a lot of words, but not very much action. And many years has passed. This is not a new problem. This is something that has been known for almost the last 10 years now. And I was really hoping that they would in some way admit, because that's the only chance of coming good out of this, is to say, we admit we haven't been doing enough, or we admit that this is, that we have, that in some way,
Why would we admit something just for you to get a good film if we don't feel that we have anything to admit?
Africa's success depends on the total liberation of Congo. Why am I saying this? Congo is one of the richest countries in the world, if not in Africa. Congo is one of the resource-rich countries in the world, if not in Africa. Congo is one of the wealthiest countries in Africa, if not in the world. According to a report by the GSP Hub, the Democratic Republic of Congo is considered the world's richest country in terms of wealth in natural resources, and most of the raw materials remain untapped and are worth an estimated 24 trillion US dollars. And according to this report, these deposits includes the world's largest coltan reserves and considered amounts of cobalt. Now, some would say that Congo has been bewitched by its vast natural resources. Some will also say that Congo's problem lies with colonialism. Others will also say that Congo's problem lies with Western influence. In these arguments, one of the potential arguments that I would support strongly is that Congo's problems lies with colonialism and the influence from the West. Congo, despite being rich, is considered one of the 5 poorest countries in the world. Congo's poverty and the suffering of the people of DR Congo lies in the instability in the country. And the instability in the country rises from the strong competition by foreign governments to access mineral resources in Congo. Remember, when I started this discussion, I did say that Congo is one of the richest countries in the world, if not in Africa. But in Africa, we can say that Congo is one of the richest mineral-rich countries in Africa, if not in the world. Our founding fathers also believed in the strength of Congo. In fact, they believed in the ability of Congo to lead Africa to success and to some extent supply the world's most desired needs. According to a statement that Kwame Nkrumah delivered in 1963 during the Addis Ababa conference, Kwame Nkrumah was very specific to Congo, and in his statement he believed in the strength of Congo. He believed in the mineral resource richness of DR Congo. In fact, to be specific, Kwame Nkrumah said, and I quote, "Our continent certainly exceeds all the others in potential hydroelectric power, which some experts assess as 42% of the world's total. What need is there for us to remain hewers of wood and drawers of water for the industrialized areas of the world?" Now, when you somehow listen to Kwame Nkrumah's speech, you will understand that in 1963 at Addis Ababa conference, there was this project of Inga Dam project that was in the making. Inga Dam project was to be established in DR Congo. And according to the founding fathers' estimates, Inga Dam project was to supply all Africa's electricity needs. That is one of the significance that the founding fathers attached to DR Congo. They believed that with the construction of Inga Dam project, the electricity needs of Africa could be solved. Today, when we talk about Africa, we talk about a continent with constant electricity blackouts. If this Inga Dam project was completed in Congo, then the constant blackouts in Africa could be nowhere to be seen. And that is why I say that Africa's success lies in the liberation of DR Congo. If DR Congo was successful and peaceful, then the Inga Dam project was to be completed, could have been completed by now, and Africa's electricity problems could have been solved by now. Kwame Nkrumah also said that for centuries Africa has been the miscow of the Western world. It was our continent that helped the Western world build up its accumulated wealth. Africa provides more than 60% of the world's gold, a great deal of the uranium for nuclear power, of copper for electronics, of titanium for supersonic projectiles, of iron and steel for heavy industries, of other minerals and raw materials for lighter industries. The basic economic might of the foreign powers come from our continent. Experts have estimated that the Congo Basin alone can produce enough food crops to satisfy the requirements of nearly half the population of the world. Listen to that speech. This is Kwame Nkrumah talking to other founding fathers, other African leaders in 1963. And Kwame Nkrumah is saying that experts estimated that the Congo Basin alone can produce enough food crops to satisfy the requirements of nearly half the population of the world, not Africa, but the world. If DR Congo can produce enough food to supply, to satisfy the requirements of nearly half the population of the whole world, then it means that the Congo Basin can produce food that can satisfy the requirements of the whole of Africa. If the Congo Basin is tapped, if the potential in the Congo Basin is tapped, then that means that Africa's food shortage shall have been solved. That is how critical Congo is. That is how important DR Congo is. And that is how integral DR Congo is to the development of Africa. Today, when we talk about DR Congo, we talk about a continent where innocent civilians die each and every day. When we talk about DR Congo, we talk about a continent where there are more than 200 militant groups. When we talk about DR Congo, we talk about a country where Western foreign governments flex their muscles. When we talk about DR Congo, we talk about a country where the likes of Wagner group are killing civilians to access mineral resources. That is the DR Congo we are talking about today. It is not the DR Congo that Kwame Nkrumah envisioned in 1963. It is not the DR Congo with the potential to supply the continent's food requirements. It is not the DR Congo with the vast mineral resources that are capable of supplying the needs of the world and Africa. It is not the DR Congo that Kwame Nkrumah said could generate electricity enough to support 42% of the world's electricity requirements. Africa's success depends on the liberation of DR Congo. And if DR Congo is liberated, then these untapped mineral resources will be tapped. If DR Congo is liberated, then Inga Dam project will be completed and Africa's electricity problem shall have been solved. If DR Congo is liberated, then Africa's food shortage problem will be solved, because as we have listened, Kwame Nkrumah said that DR Congo, the Congo Basin alone, has the potential to satisfy the food requirements of half the world population. Half the world population. That means that the Congo Basin alone can satisfy the food requirements of the whole of Africa if it is tapped. And all this can happen if there is peace in DR Congo. And that is why I have always emphasized on this platform that African leaders should solve the crisis in DR Congo, and they should end the war in DR Congo, because Africa's success, Africa's development lies in the liberation of DR Congo.